Hey guys, welcome back to briansguitarlessons.com. I'm Brian, and in today's video lesson we're going to learn how you can master sweep picking. So what exactly is sweep picking? Sweep picking is where you allow your pick to fall across the strings and then sort of drag it up as you play notes on the fretboard. And those notes usually are arpeggio type notes. They don't always have to be, but very commonly they're arpeggios. And so an arpeggio is a broken notes of a chord. Think of, maybe like an E minor, and if you were to let your pick fall across the strings and play that E minor there, technically that's an arpeggio. But when most people are sweep picking, they're not usually playing a chord and letting their pick fall, but rather they're playing the broken notes of the chord almost in scale form, lifting their fingers off, usually one note at a time through each string. And so I've highlighted a few different arpeggios here, and they're diatonic, which means they're in the same key, so it doesn't really break the key here. And the key we're in is A minor. And it explores three very typical arpeggios you might see in a sweep picking scenario. And the first one is a minor. So we're in the key of A minor. We actually start with an A minor arpeggio. So the notes in an A minor arpeggio are going to be the note A, which is on the 12th fret on the A string. And I'm using that with my pinky. And then I'm going to take my middle finger and I'm going to play the note C on the D string. And that is found on the 10th fret on the D string. And then my index finger is going to play the note E, which is found on the 3rd string on the 9th fret. So we have A, C, and E. And this completes our chord, or our triad that we have for this chord. So we have A, C, E. The next note I'm going to play is doubling up on a note I've already played, which is the note A. So then we have the 10th fret on the B string playing A. So we have 12, 10, 9, 10. And then the next note is 8 on the 1st string, which is also the note C. And then we have the note E again on the 1st string on the 12th fret. So we have A, C, E, A, C, E. And this is an A minor chord, if you think of playing an A minor up here. Those are the same notes you'd be playing, but now they're kind of broken up in this area here. So that's our triad there. So how do we sweep that? That's the tricky part there. And anytime you're learning how to sweep pick, a level of patience is required, because it's not going to be something easy whatsoever. So what I like to do is think about my pick sort of falling across the strings as I'm playing it. So letting your pick sort of drop across the strings, just like that. And then when you're coming back up through the same, well, you could change arpeggios, but whatever arpeggio you're playing, if you're coming back up, think about, instead of picking the notes as you're coming back up, which is very tempting, think about letting your pick glide up the string. So you have this sort of thing going on. So we let our pick fall, and we let our pick glide back up the string. So falling and then gliding back up. So if we take that principle and we use this arpeggio that we have here, we play. Okay, so that's down. And on the way back up, you want to start with an up pick. We're going to pull off between those two notes and let our pick glide through the strings. This takes a while to get down, just like anything else, requires a certain level of muscle memory. So I recommend practicing this very slowly and letting your pick glide up. So letting it fall, let the pick fall, and let the pick glide back up again. So falling and gliding. And this is the basic idea. So this is our first arpeggio, A minor. Letting our pick fall, and then returning and bringing our pick back up. Trying not to pluck any of the strings. You don't want to be plucking strings. You want to let pick fall and let the pick glide back up. Okay, so that was our first arpeggio. The next arpeggio we're going to play in this sequence, like I said, this is diatonic, so the next chord in the sequence is going to be a B diminished chord. And that is actually the second chord in the key of A minor. If you're going to play the chords, if you're just playing the chords outright, second chord would be a B diminished. So how do we play a B diminished? Well, we're going to start with our pinky on the 14th fret on the A string, which is the note B. So that's our root note. And then our middle finger is going to play the 12th fret on the D string, which is the note D. So we have B, D, and then we have the note F, which is on the 3rd string on the 10th fret. So we have B, D, F. And that completes our chord. That's a diminished chord. It's a little... sounds like a horror movie there. So we have 14, 12, 10, and then we have 12 again on the 2nd string. So now we have 14, 12, 10, 14. And 14 is another B. And then we move to the 1st string, which is going to have the 10th fret on the 1st string, which is the note D. And then we're going to have the 13th fret, which is the note F on the 1st string. So now we have... That's our arpeggio for B diminished. Okay, and then we can come back up playing the same thing. Again, letting your pick fall and sweeping it back up. That's why they call it sweep picking, because it's like literally like you're sweeping the strings with your pick. So you're sweeping up and down. And one of the reasons for doing this is it allows guitar players to play these notes at incredible speeds rather than picking. Because if you're just down picking, or even if you're alternate picking, there's only so fast you can go. But if you're allowing your pick to sort of sweep down almost in a strumming fashion, you can go much quicker. It takes a while to develop. It's not going to happen, you know, in a month or so if you're new to sweep picking. But if you keep at it and keep practicing it, it comes along very quickly. So again, so here we have our B diminished. We have B, D, F, B, D, and then F again. And then we can sweep that back up. Okay, and that's, so now we have 2 arpeggios. We have our A minor. Again, A minor was 12, 10, 9, 10, 8, 12, and then back up again. Same notes. And then B diminished, we have 14, 12, 10, 14, 10, 13, and then back up again. So those are 2 chords. And then we have another arpeggio in this sequence. And this arpeggio is a different one. So as you notice, we did minor, and then we did diminished in the 2nd one. In the 3rd one, we're going to do a major, because like I said, this is diatonic. So the 3rd chord in a minor key, which we're in A minor, the 3rd chord in that is a major chord. And so, like it indicates, we're going to play a major arpeggio, and this is going to be a C major arpeggio. So our pinky starts on 15 on the A string. So we have our 15 there, which is the note C. That's our root note. And then we have 14 on the D string, which is E. And then we have 12th fret on the 3rd string, which is G. And that completes our C major chord. But then we repeat a note up here. We have C on the 13th fret. And then we have E on the 1st string on the 12th fret. And then we have G on the 15th fret on the 1st string. So we have C, E, G, C, E, G. So again, you're going to want to sweep that. So remember, keep in mind, keeping your pick falling and then bringing it back up. And this is just an exercise to help you. It goes through all the common arpeggios you might find, which are minor, diminished, and major. There's other ones, of course, but these are just 3 very common ones. So again, C major, C, E, G, C, E, G, or 15, 14, 12, 13, 12, 15, and then again, coming back up through that same pattern. So now we have 3 arpeggios. We have A minor, which is 12, 10, 9, 12, 8, 12, and back up. Letting your pick glide back up. I feel like when you're coming up through the sweep, it's harder than when you're going down, because I feel sweeping it down, letting your pick fall, is more of a natural movement, but letting your pick glide up is where the problem occurs, because when you're coming back up, it's very tempting to want to pick all those notes, but you got to sort of resist that and just let the pick glide up like that. So we have down and glide back up. And then we move over to B diminished, which was 14, 12, 10, 14, 10, 13, and letting your pick come back up. And then we have C major, which is 15, 14, 12, 13, 12, 15. Okay, and then we have one more arpeggio, and this just completes it. I wanted 4, so it sounded even. The rhythm I was playing this exercise in was in 4. It would have sounded weird if I only had 3 arpeggios. So I used a 4th one to sort of even everything out. And the 4th one repeats an arpeggio shape you already played, which was the first one, because we had a minor shape, which was A minor. This is going to be another minor shape, because again, we're diatonic. So we go to the 4th scale degree and we play that chord, and this is going to be D minor. So now we have 17th fret, which is D, and then we have 15th fret, which is F, and then we have 15th fret, I think I said 15. 15th fret on the D string, which is F, and then you have 14th fret, which is A, 15th fret, which is B, and then, D, and then we have F on the 1st string on the 13th fret, and then A is found way up here. It's going to be a similar shape to, well, exactly the same shape that you had up here, just moving it up to the 17th fret. So we're going to have 17, 15, 14, 15, 13, 17, and back up again. Letting your pick fall and gliding it back up. So this is the exercise that I had. So I'm going to go through it slowly, and maybe you guys can follow along. I'm going to play each arpeggio at a much slower speed, and then I'll play it up to speed, and we'll see kind of how that sounds. So we start here. We have... So that's the arpeggio played at a slow speed. But obviously the purpose of learning to sweep pick is eventually you want to get it played at full speed, or whatever full speed is, you know, just very fast, I guess. So I'm going to play it a little bit faster, and we'll see how this whole thing works out together. So let me get this set up here. So, ready? And there you have it. Learning how to sweep pick. Patience is the key in this one, I think. So anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video and found it helpful. My name is Brian again with briansguitarlessons.com, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks, bye.